I will say that, first off, I am not a Muslim, and I don't do it for religious reasons. Shalom, peace and blessings. Welcome back to Yohannaton's house. I am Sister Tara. So I get the questions asked, why do I always have my head covered? Or why is my head always wrapped? Or are you a Muslim? Or is it religious reasons why your head is always covered? I will say that, first off, I am not a Muslim, and I don't do it for religious reasons. However, in Yohannaton's house, we do study all things biblical. Our family does live a biblical lifestyle. When we study the scriptures, we learned that our foremothers did cover their hair. I'm going to share some scriptures. Our foremother, Rebecca, it says in Genesis 24:65, for she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant has said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. This is just one example of our foremother Rebecca, who was married to Isaac, who is the son of Abraham. Also, in Numbers chapter 5:18, it says, and the priest shall set the woman before the Most High and uncover the woman's head. So here we see that women of this culture, of the Hebrew culture, of the Israelite culture, that they covered their hair. I wear my head covered, being on a physical aspect, to be set apart, as the Bible tells us to be set apart. So one way of knowing who we are, being separated from the rest of the world, is the women do cover their hair, on top of modest apparel, which will be in another video. But one of the scriptures I also wanted to mention was 1 Timothy chapter 2:9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefastness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and I'm just going to start at verse 5. It says, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. So here at Yohannaton's house, my head, my covering, my husband, the master of this household, does require me and his 11-year-old daughter to cover our heads whenever we go out in public. One of the things coming out physically that I would say it was pretty easy for me to do was cover my head. Learning and coming into the faith and the truth was the apparel, covering of my head. When I was a part of the world, I used my hair as a tool, as a device to lure men, or to have men attracted to me. And I know this, we know this, that there are men out there who are attracted to long, beautiful hair. I just so happen to have very full head of hair, very long. My hair has always been pretty long. So as well as our 11-year-old daughter, she has long, beautiful hair. And so knowing that it's used as a tool and a device to lure men in, I am a married woman. I would be causing men to fall because they see me and they lust after me in a fleshy way, in a lustful way, where I belong to someone already, so I can cause them to fall into lust or adultery even. Covering my head, I'm honoring the head of this household. I'm honoring my husband. in First Timothy, where it says to adorn themselves in modest apparel. This is a part of the women of our culture apparel. We cover our heads, being set apart, being modest, honoring our husbands, our heads. Also, his 11-year-old daughter, no, she's not married or anything, or for single women out there, or like, oh, well, you know, I don't have a head, or I'm not married, I don't have a husband. But our 11-year-old daughter is covered by her father. And single sisters, I'll give you this scripture that it says in Titus chapter 2, and I'll just start at 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness. Becometh holiness. So you want to prepare yourselves to be covered. If you call yourself Israel, or you call yourself a part of the Hebrew heritage or culture, then you're already practicing this lifestyle, because when you get a husband, more than likely he will charge you with this duty to cover your head when you pray. But there are some sisters who don't, and their husbands is okay with it. Hey, to every man in his own household. Here at Jonathan's house, we cover our heads, and I'm just praying that this will enlighten single sisters or married women. So I'll finish the scripture. Titus chapter 2 verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given so much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yah be not blasphemed. So that last one, verse 5, to be discreet, chaste. Again, you women of the world, we know that the Western society will teach you that, oh, you get your hair done, you know, it's a fashion statement and stuff. Well, you being a part of this culture and living all things Bible, like I said, our foremothers covered themselves. Does it itch? Another question that's asked. Does it itch? No, it doesn't itch. And I mean, even though my husband charges the women in his household to cover their hairs when we go out, we will be at home under his roof in the privacy of his home. We do take off our head wrap, let it breathe. We wash our hair. We don't wear it 24/7. When we do go out, we definitely always have our hair covered. Another reason to think about why we do cover our head, and Judith, which is a part of the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha are books that were taken out of the Bible. We have the 1611 King James edition where the Apocrypha is still included. So Judith is a book that is a part of the Apocrypha, and it says in Judith chapter 10 and 19, and they wandered at her beauty and admired the children of Israel because of her, and everyone said to his neighbor, who would despise this people, that they have among them such women? Surely it is not good that one man of them be left, who being let go might deceive the whole earth. So we see here that women of this culture, of the Hebrew heritage, of the Israelite community, the women are beautiful. So knowing this, you know, the other nations would have your husband's head for your beauty. So you definitely want to set yourself apart, cover yourself up, because we do know that the women of Israel, of the Hebrew culture, are beautiful. It says it all throughout the scriptures. Also, religious reasons. Again, we do not affiliate ourselves to be religious in any way. We do live a biblical lifestyle. We do have a biblical family structure. We live all things according to the Bible. So I think I covered most of the questions. I pray that this video has edified someone. But if you have any more questions, please post your comment below. I would definitely love to hear from you all. So shalom, peace and blessings, and stay tuned. I'm going to do a tutorial with me and my husband's 11-year-old daughter on how some of the styles that we do to wrap our heads. Shalom. Shalom.